The Treatise on Tolerance is a philosophical work written by Voltaire in 1763, in which he defends the principles of religious tolerance and freedom of conscience. The book was inspired by the case of Jean Collas, a Protestant who was wrongly accused of murdering his son, and whose execution in 1762 became a symbol of the dangers of religious intolerance. In the Treatise on Tolerance, Voltaire argues that religious persecution is both unjust and counterproductive, as it leads to social unrest, violence, and the erosion of individual freedom. The book is structured as a series of letters between Voltaire and an imaginary correspondent, in which Voltaire argues that people should be free to worship as they choose, as long as they do not harm others or disrupt the social order. He criticizes the abuses of the Catholic Church, such as the Inquisition and the persecution of Protestants and Jews, and he argues that true religious faith should be based on reason and conscience, not on blind obedience or coercion. Voltaire also critiques the philosophy of natural law, which argued that there were universal moral principles that applied to all human beings. He argues that such principles are often used to justify oppression and persecution, and that people should be allowed to determine their own beliefs and values, as long as they do not harm others. Throughout the book, Voltaire draws on examples from history and contemporary society to illustrate the dangers of intolerance and the benefits of freedom of conscience. He argues that religious diversity can be a source of strength and richness, and that tolerance is essential for the creation of a just and peaceful society. The Treatise on Tolerance is a powerful defense of religious freedom and human rights, and it has had a lasting impact on political and philosophical discourse. It continues to be read and studied as a classic of Enlightenment thought.